impact.
But there are other players, and not just principal, but also section players. Because of our process of really X-raying them to the fullest, I think we didn't hire any player who's not just a great player, but also fits into this specific mix. This is a very good orchestra in terms of being good colleagues. This is a friendly orchestra. There are no big infighting issues in this orchestra. I've guest conducted an orchestra where people yell at each other in the middle of rehearsal, and you know that happens.
Yeah.
People can be very high-strung, and there can be very well-honed and long-standing conflicts within an orchestra, personal and artistic. I was always very glad to maintain a rehearsal and work atmosphere in this orchestra where decency and civility are, I think we all interact with each other very civil, because that's what this orchestra had done in the past and should do in the future.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
There were a couple of technical issues, and we mentioned that already, where I think I tried to put my little hammer here and there, and I think
some of that's an issue with the stage we play on too, which is not easy. And
Hard to
also
hear.
that has changed too. We had a big renovation about 6-7 years ago.
We did that. I worked on some specific technical issues which I think have improved. And one thing that I think helped us tremendously to become a better orchestra is our recording issues. We record for radio. We have done that a long time, and I paid a lot of attention editing those tapes, which helped me myself hearing strengths and weaknesses in the orchestra when I listened to all performances to decide which was the best to go on the radio. After we started publishing, doing our first recordings together, Nutcracker and Prokofiev and the Cuba recordings.
Which were all off radio tapes.
Yes.
Right.
But then Hansel and Gretel, which
Right.
was live.
Right.
And now iTunes. I think the musicians know that what they play will be heard by a lot of people. They already knew that through the radio, but they know that even now more through iTunes and our binaural recordings.
It's less ephemeral. You know, it's a permanent record.
It's a matter of pride now.
Yeah.
And I remember, this week I said in one moment, I said, let's get this really good, because it's going to go on iTunes. Made a difference.
Yeah.
So I think that we have the pride and also the self-control that what we do is heard all over the nation and through the internet internationally. Also got us to a level of polished playing that is probably one notch up than it was 10 years ago.
Do you think at all about a legacy? Or, I mean,
No, that's
you're a
not
little young
something-
to be thinking about a
No.
legacy, but music directors want to be, like anybody, want to be remembered and want to be remembered for a contribution. I mean, you haven't thought specifically about.
No.
Okay.
I know what we have, and I think we had and still have. I mean, I'm going to stay another 2 years. A very good time with each other, and I know that some pieces I do better than others, and I enjoy the fact that the musicians talk to me about that. That I know when I did especially well, and I also know when I did a piece that I maybe should not do again. We have a very open relationship, and that's what I would really like to be remembered for. That the 12 years that you spent with Andreas Delfs as music director were generally successful years, where we had good audiences, where the orchestra was generally very healthy, where the level of playing continuously grew. Dohnanyi once said to me, the only measure stick that you can measure the quality of a conductor by is really what shape does he leave the orchestra in when he leaves. And that's true. And I think I leave this orchestra in very good shape.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.